Uh, let's see. Got it. Well, I will say that I most recently, I'm on my Voyager kick,
Oh yeah,
uh, and
you saw him on The Rock, right?
yes,
I mean,
and
it made me so happy, and I don't know why that episode so hated. I love that episode so much.
I thought it was cool because it was a refreshing storyline of just going to the Thunderdome, whatever the fuck whatever the fuck that was. I am not a fan of The Rock, and it blows my mind that when I googled highest paid male actors, he is somehow on in that top list
He's
because
charming as hell. He's just
he's
like the most charming people ever.
he's not, but he's a terrible actor. I bet you he's a
I don't think
great
he's
person.
terrible. He's fine. He's okay.
He's terrible. He's got like his look. I can't even do it, but he's like, I mean, I watched Black Adam just recently during the holidays.
He did. He did. He didn't do as good as
It
I was.
was terrible. And then the
I don't
only
think
thing
it
that
was.
was
Yeah, I don't
funny
think it
was
was
like,
terrible because I liked the movie. I just think he could have done better.
yeah, but the movie
That
was
wasn't.
like him, his like pointless feud with that Hawk guy was just, I just think that it was unnecessary. Like, and it was unnecessary, like maybe one or two little jabs, like how Iron Man and Captain, like jab at each other, but like they just stretched that out a little too long. And I was like, this is so stupid. The only thing that I was like, that was a catchy line was him like when the kid says like, yeah, you have to have a catchphrase. And so like he keeps missing his catchphrase
Yeah.
before he kills people.
Yeah.
That was about the most clever thing in the entire movie. Everything else, I was like, this is lackluster. I don't know. It was
But I liked the thing with him and Hawkman because I thought it was great that you have like a contrast between. I guess you call him an anti-hero, the person I think you just straight up killing people, and someone who was like, no, 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 if they're bad, we have to stop them, but don't kill them because then you're kind of an asshole at that point. And I kind of really like that fucking juxtaposition that they had with those two guys. Plus, that actor who played Hawkman is one of my favorite actors in Hollywood for the last like 10 years, even though he gets like no roles.
I don't know what's other movies he's in. I don't know.
He was in Straight Outta Compton.
Okay, didn't see
Was
that one.
Oh shit, dude, you should watch that one.
Yeah,
I
I'm
own it.
watching.
I own it. We'll get to it. I own it. We'll get to it. Yeah. But okay, but hold on.
Okay,
Uh, The Rock is just entertaining as hell to me. I think it would have been better if he had played. I know he really wanted Black Adam. He spent years on this movie, but I think it would have been better if he had played John Stewart, the second Green Lantern, the military black guy.
sure,
The way he played
sure.
this would have worked out really good for John Stewart, the second Green
Yeah,
Lantern. When I say Green Lantern, since Green Lantern's been dead since that awful fucking movie they made.
I'll say physically, like I guess his kind of like his like racial ambiguity and his skin tone is similar to like Egyptians. I say physically, cast wise, it was great. I've always had a thing for like I go into a movie that The Rock is in and already assuming I'm not gonna like it. And I tried really hard. I liked it more than I thought I would, but I'm not a fan of The Rock.
The thing I didn't like is that I felt like they set up a lot of cool characters,
It
and
did, but
and now James Gunn decided to like scrap everything in DC.
because he was like,
Start over from scratch.
The Rock sucks. No, just kidding.
Actually, I don't think he did that. I don't think he did it because of The Rock. He did it because like he probably just looked at all the shit the DC movies were and we're like, oh, fuck this shit. We're just gonna start over. He even got rid of Henry Cavill as Superman. I was like, that breaks my heart, but
Oh shit.
how much he wants to say fuck it. Because I mean, come on, everybody liked Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're not.
like his movies, and I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought the movies were terrible, but I
Yeah,
loved him as Superman.
that is a fact. I will 100% agree with you on that. 100%.
Hey guys, welcome to Lone Star Sumo. I have no idea how much of that I'm going to put in because we talked for a while there. Welcome to Lone Star Sumo, Sake&Sumo. We are here for a preview. We are recording this on New Year's Eve. Yay!
Yay! Pew!
Happy birthday
pew,
to my
pew.
boy Carlos. I'll see you later for lunch today.
New Year's Eve birthday.
Yeah, right. The entire world celebrates his birthday. Isn't that awesome? There's always parties to go to. He didn't have to like plan a party. He just let's go to that one.
Yeah.
Actually, it sucked for him for a while because he was a bartender. So like he had to work every time on his fucking birthday.
Yep.
As you know.
Yes, I will be going to work today. But we're closing early. We're not open till midnight. Fuck that.
That's nice. I like that I'm working at a place that doesn't stay open until midnight now.
Yeah.
Like 10 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I can deal with that.
I'm gonna be an old man and be back home and sleep. But we'll probably bring in a new year and be like, all right, happy new year, babe. Okay, all right, let's go to sleep.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably do the same thing. I just won't have a babe to say New Year's to. I'll just be like,
cat.
Happy New Year, cat. And then
I was only talking to my cat though.
Keep me out as soon as I said that. Okay, so we're on the verge of 2023, and we are starting a new. We are changing our. How do I put this? We're changing
format.
So,
yeah.
Sumo, you let us know what you think about it, and if you enjoy it. We are going to start off with a question here. Enho is winning more than Juryo. He's got himself, I think, up to Juryo 6 or something. He's doing really well the last Basho, and we would like to know if he will continue this way and how long will he be able to make it back to Division 1.
Okay, so shall I go first? So just so you guys know, like our new format.
I will always go second, and then we'll have a little conversation afterwards.
Abanta. Okay, this is our new format, guys. All right, so the question is, will he make it back up to the top division? I questioned that for a very long time in 2022, but this last Basho, he did amazing, and he didn't really do a lot of his. Well, I mean, his wins were phenomenal, but he's learning how to get inside faster. All of his losses that I saw were from the, and it's the bane of short, little thick boy existence, and it's people who are really good at pushing and keeping him at arm's length, because he tends to have to grab onto the arm and then and then they just push him down But I really, really liked his style has changed up a little bit on his entry. He's still taking down like amazingly from the inside on the belt and doing these drag downs, which is insane. But what I like is that he's adapted to most pushers, and he's able to neutralize that and get inside, which is going to really, that tells me that he is fairly prepared for Takakeshio. I don't know, winning a Basho, but being able to sustain himself in the top level. He's got the same amount of weight as I think Midori Fuji is a little bit heavier, but I personally wish that he would go in like Midori Fuji, just fearless straight to the inside, but he tends, he's doing well with his style in that kind of hitting and then getting in deep. And really his day 11, or yes, I think it was his day 11 where he got his Kachikoshi, showed his tenacity and his willingness to really try to push himself towards, in the upper division. I mean, that was a long fight. I have been stuck underneath you, Caleb, and many others. And for him to be able to pull that off in such a bad position underneath was insane. And then his, I think, day 14, I think it was 14 or 13, when I don't know, he was again underneath, and he like dumps the dude, smooth dumps the dude backwards, kind of like Uda, but like that one was just really it was amazing to see. So I miss his excitement in the top division, and since we lost Salt Bay, Little Thick Boy Club has slimmed up to nothing. And Midori Fuji needs Midori Fuji and Kotoweko. They need a trifecta of little boys. So I'm gonna say
Short Kings.
Yes.
That's what they should call them. You should call them the Short
King. I hate when people say that.
I know.
As a short guy, I'm like,
you need to take it back. You need to take that phrase back.
Short
By
King.
saying it yourself.
I see like a little baby with like a too big crown or something. He's just like, I'm Short King.
Are you done?
No, I'm done. And I'm done. That is my analysis.
I do believe somewhat, yeah. Like you said, his weight is closer to Midori Fuji's now, but it wasn't at the beginning of the year. And it hadn't been for a long time. The biggest thing I saw when he started dropping out years ago of Division One was the fact that his weight went from like 219 to like 209 or something like that.
Yeah. He's hitting at around 216. Well, he was. I don't know where he's at right now.
Yeah, that low 209 to 212. I know that sounds like just a few pounds, but that makes a huge difference.
Yep.
In that top division of sumo. He also, with the more weight, he seems to be more, like you said, he was getting under quicker. I think it's because he's more confident of going straight forward. He was going more straight forward and less to the left and right at the beginning of the Tachiai.
Yes.
He got back to more of his just dip under people instead of going like to the left or right so much.
Yeah.
The bigger he is, the more he's going to be able to do that. I mean, that left and right is a good weapon, but if you do it all the time, people are going to be looking for that shit.
Yeah. And they catch him, farm him.
Yeah. So I like the fact that he's gaining weight. I like the fact that he's going forward. I do think he'll get back to Division One. I don't know if he'll stay there. I hope he does. Like everybody else, I love watching that little man wrestle. Yeah. Most of the time I'm watching Juryo just to see him. That's how awesome he is.
Pretty much.
Saw a little thing today online, literally an hour ago, of a video of a game show of him. The whole sumo club was there, the whole stable. Hakuho was watching him. I didn't even know what it was about because I don't understand Japanese. As soon as he got in the game show, he walked down to the end of this little red carpet thing. There's a guys that look like gangsters sitting there at the end. He bows to them. He walks up and he goes, "All right." And then there's like a little chest, and he broke into the chest, grabbed the money, and as soon as he grabbed the money, all the gangsters started chasing him, and he had to run as hard as he could.
What is this?
He had to get past this point, which he did. He ran fast enough to beat all of them, and he got past the point, and he won money, I guess, for the club. I don't know what it was. He like jumped into Hakuho's arms at that point, and they're like, and I was like, that's a little bit of a sidetrack, but it was beautiful. If I can find it, it'll be on here. If not, I'm sorry.
Yes, please. I need to see that.
I found it on Facebook this morning. So, but yes, the point is, I do think he'll be back. I think him and his stable partner, Hoka. How is that such a hard name? What's that with his name?
Hokuseho?
Yes, Hokuseho will both be in the top division. That'll be two more guys for Hakuho to be up there in that Division One.
Yeah, we're kind of hurting on stars in the lower Maegashira right now. Like, I don't know, exciting rising stars. Like all of our favorites have pushed on up into the upper Maegashira and
Adama Fuji dropped out. I think he's going to get back up there at some point, but he dropped out from last one. Oho's starting to push up.
Yeah. Okay, well that's right. There is
Yamamoto, you know how much I love him. Hopefully his foot's fine from that last tournament he dropped on it. But yeah, he's got issues too. But you're right. There's not a shit ton, is there? There's just not.
Yeah, in the lower Maegashiras, yeah, it's just not a lot of excitement. But in the top in the top half of the top
is
division,
so amazing that they're stuck. They're just
fire.
They're making like they have 4 Sekawakis and 4 Komosubis because there's so many of them up there that everybody keeps saying like, oh, it's not. There's not enough talent. I think there's too much talent right now for anyone to run away with shit, and that's why it's going to be hard.
Yeah, exactly. I don't envy the people who have to shift people around. You're like, fuck, what do we do? And that's why we ended up with 4 Sekiwake. They're like, well, you can't penalize somebody for being that good. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, you can't. So
like, this guy's good. This guy's good. This guy's good. This guy's good. Well, fuck. Make them all Sekiwake.
That leads us into the next 3 questions here. Ooh. Starting with Asanoyama. So Asanoyama again goes 6-1 and does not win the Division 3 title, which he said he was going to after not winning it last time. And that means instead of, we thought like being close to the top, if he went 7-0, he would skip a lot of Juryo. It'd be like near the top of Juryo. But now he's near the bottom. And he's taking at least 2 tournaments, if not longer.
He's having a journey. I still say from the beginning. Oh, sorry. Ask your question. Sorry.
Yes. How does this affect his long-term bid of being Ozeki again? How long do you think it's going to take him, if at all, to get back up to that second highest spot?
I would first start by saying I think that their punishment, given the circumstance, and in parallel, Ichinojo, I think it was a bit too harsh. And having to, I don't know, that's just me. I think that, they gave it to him a little stronger because he lied, not because of the action. But it is what it is. And we're here and we're seeing how hard it is, having that momentum up a mountain and getting knocked to the bottom of the mountain. It's hard to climb back up, and I mean, he's insanely talented. 6-1, having 1 loss. Had he not already been up at the top, I think we would have, let's say he was brand new, we would be looking at him, like, oh shit, he's one to watch. It's gonna be a slower climb, but I think the air will smell better at the top because of the journey. I guess it's not what's that country song? It's the climb. I forget. Oh, come on. Miley Cyrus.
I don't listen to Miley Cyrus, so I don't know.
Oh, God damn it. Well, it doesn't matter how you get there. It's not like when you get there, it's it's the adventure. It's the climb. I don't know.
Oh, I like the sentiment. I've always thought it was a journey, not the destination.
Yeah. So
sorry.
when he pulls through this struggle, and I don't know if it's going to be at the end of this year, or it might be literally the end of this year, but I'm such a champion of him. And I do hope that he makes it to the top level by middle of this year. And then it's his journey climbing up and having a crush through. I mean, he's got a tough crowd in the top. And it doesn't look like it did when he was up there, when he was like possibly going for an Ozeki run. So he's going to have to deal with a whole new crop of obstacles. And I think that he's going to be battle hardened through all of this. That's what I'll say.
Okay. My thing is, I think it's going to take him a while now.
Yeah.
You didn't actually tell me how long you think it's going to get for Ozeki. You did say you'll be back to Ozeki. I think it's going to be over 2 years now, honestly. And it's going to be.
That is.
I agree that middle to end of next year, middle or end of this year, 2023, he will be back in the top division. But I think it's going to be a long haul
Yeah.
through those guys at the top who are trying to get there.
They're
So,
like, oh, welcome back, motherfucker.
so you got most of the half of this year, another half a year. I think it may take two more years, which I thought when he first came back, I thought it'd take 2 years to him to get back to Ozeki. And now he's here in the second division, and I'm thinking it may take another 2 years from now for him to get back. But that's how the landscape has changed, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a little crazy. I may have felt different if he had been throwing 7 O's up there. If he had been, he might go on a run though, because Terunofuji went on a run. He wasn't killing it when he was coming back.
Yeah.
Then, like at the top, when he got around the top of Juryo, he started just destroying people almost constantly till he became Yokozuna and fucking got 7 fucking titles. So I could be wrong. It'd be nice to see him up there. I just from what I saw, getting tricked by people by overcommitting at the edge of the ring.
Yeah.
Guys who are
kind of what do you like? I don't know if yeah, I guess rookie mistake.
Yeah. I mean,
for a guy who should know better. For a guy who
should know better. Is way better than these guys. Yeah. Way better than these guys. What are you gonna do though? So you got that, and you just have to. I guess you just have to fucking, like you said, overcome it.
It's gonna make him stronger.
You're not gonna be easy either, because you got some pretty good guys. We've been talking about this. You got some pretty good guys in Juryo. Some of them are coming up and dropping back down, but some of them are just there, and you're kind of like, okay, this is kind of impressive. People, the last year in 2022, I don't remember people being so excited about Juryo guys, but they have been really excited this last year because they're pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think Asanoyama, like seeing into the future. No, I think I want to say like I see his future being like Tamawashi, but I personally think he's better than Tamawashi. But I think he's Asanoyama is one of those ones that's just gonna is gonna, he's gonna age well. And I think he'll be in this, in this for the long run. I hope that we are correct in seeing him at Ozeki in less than 2 years. But I'm a fan of his for the long run. So I'm hoping, no crazy injuries, and that he will eventually bring us that excitement with this new dynasty of Hoshoryu and Wakataka Kage and his brother Wakamoto Haru, and all of this new blood of there's not, I don't know if there's rivalries yet. There's no real heavy rivalries.
All the ones,
but something's brewing.
And all the ones I really like are either not there or something happened. I've always loved Takakeshio and Terunofuji. Terunofuji's out. Wakataka Kage and Hoshoryu. Every time they fight, I still love that.
Yeah, but I love it. I don't know.
It won't be a big rivalry until they're fighting for like a championship. We need Hoshoryu to be up there for playoffs and championship shit, which we haven't seen that yet. As much as everybody loves him, and I love him too, we haven't seen that shit yet. Yeah. So that leads me to the next question.
Ooh.
Out of those four guys up there at Sekawake, Wakataka Kage, Hoshoryu, Takayasu, and Shodai, out of those 4 guys, who do you think will be the next Ozeki?
Shodai.
Yeah?
Fuck no.
Okay, I thought that would be your last choice, but maybe.
Yeah, no kidding. That was me. No, not Shodai. God, of the 3, I didn't discounting Shodai, Takayasu, Hoshoryu, Wakataka Kage. God, they're just all killers in their own right. I will. God, it sucks to say. Hoshoryu and Wakatakakage tend to fall short sometimes, which bugs me. I think Hoshoryu sometimes kind of like gets. I don't know if he gets excited at the and he'll lose at the edge on some on something really dumb because he's way too talented to be losing on the edge like he does sometimes. And he shows it shows in his face. He's like, oh, I knew it. Like Takayasu being seasoned and going through his rut and coming and the way he looked, he doesn't have that like lackluster like, oh, I guess I lose. He's got a fire back that I haven't seen for years. So I am going to say Takayasu simply because I've seen his journey and his momentum right now just brings back so many memories, and I'm like, that's he deserves to be back up there. Now he can be wishy-washy just like Mitakeumi, and I just hope that he stays this Takayasu for a long time, because his motivation is unpredictable. Now there is no unpredictableness in Hoshoryu or Wakatakakage. They want that shit. And they have their flaws, but there's no wavering in their energy to be Ozeki. So it's hard. It's hard. I'm just gonna say Takayasu if he keeps with this energy.
Okay. I think Takayasu was up for like Basho's, like what the last two Bashos, I think he was running for it near the end.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really impressive. My issue is the fact that he's older. And
True.
I don't always think it's motivation. I think his back bothers him.
Oh.
I think it isn't coincidental that his two best tournaments, besides his last one, were after he was off a tournament because of COVID, and he came back after like missing a month because someone in the stable had COVID, so he would be off. And then he would come back and almost win a fucking tournament. And it's like, I think that was his thing. I think straight up his back and other health issues being an older person for sumo. We are both. We call him Papa, and he's still both old. We're still older than he is.
Yeah, he's still like a little brother.
But I think that's the issue, and I don't think he'll hold up long enough to be in Ozeki. I'd be great if I'm wrong because I like the guy too, just like everybody else. Especially if he gets back up to Ozeki and starts doing this thing.
Yes, please.
For sure, you. I need to see more. I know that I'm probably the only person saying that. It's not that I just need to see more technique. I need to see more just consistency with the topper brass, because a lot of times he's only getting 8 to 9 wins, which for most people, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
To be that Ozeki, you gotta get a lot more double digits than he's been getting since he's hit that top division.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even ran the last 3 or 4 days. I don't think he's been in a tournament race. I could be wrong, but it feels like he's out of it sometime in the second week. Because sometime at the beginning of the second week, he's like out of the running. Usually, I could be wrong this last one because didn't he get a lot of wins in this last one?
He got a lot of wins, and then Takayasu, then it started to pull away near the middle of the Basho.
And that's just my issue, because normally when we see Ozeki runs, someone either gets a title or has like a lot of Junyu shows, and that's what happens when they have that together. And it could happen. He could change it. I know. I'm just going with history, and I haven't seen that from him yet. I still expect 8 or 9 wins from him instead of the 10 to 12 that you expect for someone on an Ozeki run.
Yeah.
So you
need more consistency.
Shodai. He's Shodai. But he could
squeak away if he.
We've seen him get double-digit wins when he needs to keep his Ozeki, so it's possible. I hope not, because I was not a fan of him as Ozeki. I'm sorry for people who love Shodai. Go ahead and love him.
I'm not sorry.
It's just that I want more. So for me, because he had 2 runs last year, Wakataka Kage is my pick. He had 2 runs. Granted, getting 3, he hasn't been able to do, but that's because it's hard. It's hard to get 10, 11, 12 wins 3 times.
Yeah.
But he's had 2 runs where because he got like 12 or 13 wins, then 9 or 10, and then he just didn't make it on the 3rd try.
Yeah.
I think this year he's going to do it. I think he got 9 this last one, 8 or 9 this last one. I think it was 9. And I think so. Hopefully he starts off in January and gets like a good 11, 12 wins. That'd be awesome. I think it's Watakage. He just has the best looking sumo, in my opinion, right now.
It is beautiful.
So I saw something today that Hoshoryu has already won like something like with 22 or 23 different winning techniques already in his career. And I'm like, God damn, dude. That's so much. But I think the most I've ever seen was another Mongolian. I can't remember his name, but he had like 50 by the time he retired. And I'm like, 50? That's more than half. How did you accomplish?
He's just going down his checklist. Which way? How will I get win today? And let's run with that one. All right.
Straight up, I thought that there was a tournament. I mean, this last tournament, I was watching your Breakfast in Basho, and I never talked to you about it. I meant to. There was a Hoshoryu win, and you thought he got lucky because it was like a side sweep down, pull down. Okay. I wish I remember who. I should have looked up that particular video, but I forgot until just this moment. But I remember I wanted to type out. I think you're wrong, Justin. You think he was getting tripped and he just got lucky. I think he was going for
He's actually going for it.
Whole thing. Because if you watch the match again, I'll look for it so I can show you. He straight up he tried it before. He like in the beginning of the match, he got to the side and tried it and it didn't work. And then he reset himself, went back and did it again to get that freaking win. I think he was going for a unique win just to get a unique win off this guy.
Nice.
I could be wrong. That's just what I saw from that tournament.
You're probably not wrong, especially from him.
Yeah. So the last thing we're going with this whole little top division, what they're going to do thing is the Yokozuna Council said that Takakeshio, having been in the playoffs in the last time.
Oh, yes.
Is considered, they need to get 2 wins in a row at Ozeki or equivalent, and they feel like the playoff was an equivalent.
That was pretty damn. That was pretty much a win. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like when you get like a 14-1 and then someone wins because of 15-0. It's like, well, come on, that's the equivalent. Because the 14-1 is going to win most of the time.
Yeah.
The playoffs are one of the things they think is equivalent. So if he wins in January,
okay,
he has a shot of being a Yokozuna right then. They could just move him up at that point. So I'm asking you on a scale from 1 to 10, Justin, how likely do you think he will become our next Yokozuna in January?
After
this tournament, they said that last November one counts. So
yeah,
scale from 1 to 10, do you think after January's tournament, how likely do you think he will be promoted to Yokozuna?
I don't know if Fuji's out. I'm gonna say, damn, definitely over half. Like over 5. And I'm gonna caution in between 10 and 5. I'm gonna say a 7, but it's highly likely. And as long as he stays injury free, as long as he doesn't get injured somewhere, in the middle of the basho. But he's looking solid. So yes, I will safely say a 7 to a 7.5.
I like you threw a 0.5 in there. No, I'm with you on this. I think it's 7-2 for a different reason though. I think even though they said if he wins, that's 2, I still think what they're looking for is going to be a good win. Like 13, 14, 15 wins. Especially
which he can do. He can
Yeah,
totally
he
do.
can, but especially if he gets like a 14 or 15 because he's never done that. He's gotten usually when he won his two things, I think they're a 13 and a 12. He's gotten lots of 12s and 13s to get junior shows.
Yeah.
I think I think if you got a 14 win Basho or a 15, it's there.
Oh, yeah, there's no
Yeah, they're
question.
just like, okay,
No
cool,
question.
that's enough. If he gets 13, it's a possibility. If he wins with like a 12, I don't think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah.
12 or 11, I don't think they're going to give it to him, even if it's like a cool playoff or shit, which those who use them when the playoffs happen when they're like 12 or 11s and shit.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll give it to him at that point. Y'all know, if y'all seen the show, how much I love this man. But yeah,
I know.
I think it's a 7. I think it's a good chance because he's good. But you add in that and injuries, and I knew it was a possibility because he stayed healthy this whole year, and he got a bunch of junior shows. He didn't get a U show, but he got a bunch of Junes. He was right there a lot of times, and he's just good. He needs to start off better. His whole year last year, he would start off like 3-2 or 2-3 first 5 days. I think he needs to correct that, which is hard. I remember reading the book about the GOAT himself saying the first few days are hard to not lose. We always talk about how you're taking on M1s and Kobasubis are taking on the Ozekis and the Yokozunas the first few days.
Yeah.
We talk about the fact that those guys have to take those dudes on the first few days too. Like besides them, like some of the best that there are in sumo the first few days. And so we always like get me when Ozeki or Yokozuna has a loss or two at the beginning, and you're kind of like,
when you're taking on the second best crew.
Yeah, because also if you notice, like in the middle, it's like the second half of week 1, the first half of week 2 is usually when they go on those huge ass runs and get a shit ton of wins.
Oh yeah.
So I think the beginning is a huge thing. So right now I'm at a 7. If he goes like 2 losses in the first 5 days, that would drop down to like a 3. I mean, it will drop pretty hard. So a huge thing will be those first 5 days. First 5 days. If he can make a run, he just kills it at the beginning. And no turn Fuji again. So it's going to be like he's got a really good shot. He's got a really good shot. There's no one.
I hear your cat.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Keep going. I love the cat in there. Oh. Hey everybody, gonna fill this time up with me singing. And we're back to the show.
Here in a few minutes, since I'm not paying attention, she's gonna want to leave. But anyway, that was awesome. I really enjoyed those 3 questions because it's about the top guys. And now we're going to go into a question that's not as fun.
Ooh.
So Ichinojo's ban came down recently.
Oh.
Got 1 month or 1 tournament off after there. And this is from what I heard.
Right. They said because it happened so long ago. It
happened a long time ago. So it's not for the alcoholic or the abuse stuff, even though that makes no sense to me. I don't care if it happened like 4 years ago. But whatever. He gets suspended for a month because during that time he was out drinking with friends.
Yeah, he broke the COVID ban
charges. So they decided to suspend him for 1 month. 1 month is considerably less than the 6 months that
Asanoyama.
No.
Oh, Abi? Ryuden.
Fuck. I'm not even drinking heavily. Ryuden got, and a whole lot less than the whole year that Asanoyama got.
Yeah.
1 month for that. So my question is this: is this punishment too much, fair, or not enough?
Easy answer: not enough. I would, on the extreme of Asanoyama. Yeah, given Asanoyama, Abi, and Ryuden.
I forgot about Abi. Yeah.
Yeah. given all three of those scandals, all of those felt pretty harmless. They were like they're young dudes, just trying to get out. Compared to
They said it's because those guys went to hostess bars and stuff, and he went out with
whatever hostess bar or bar. I
agree, but I'm just saying that's what they say. That was their.
What? Why is the hostess bar worse than than I mean, Japan has it in their culture.
Yeah, and
you guys may
you're out with your friends, but you're trying to protect the other teammates and wrestlers during a tournament. That's who you're trying to protect. Your friends isn't going to help anything. That's still adding people to your pod. Back then, when we had pods,
yeah,
the people we hung out with to make sure that we kept that as.
That's what I'm saying. If COVID is the issue, then it's all the same.
Yeah,
I don't care if you're hanging because you're hanging out at the bar. The bartender still comes close, still comes close to you. And so does that young lady who chooses, who's sitting there with you, serving your drinks. She's just like a bartender that stays in your booth.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see how the equivalent. I don't see it being 3 months. Get it closer to some kind of, or just make some kind of flat, if you do A, you get B.
Yeah, or at least
it just feels situational. Yeah, it feels situational, and I don't. That's not. It's it's not fair. Thank goodness Abi and Ryuden have bounced back. Asanoyama is struggling to have a hard time, but 1 month he gets to like chill, and then who knows? Unfortunately, and I hope that this doesn't happen, but I hope that he doesn't chill for a month and drink if he's bored.
Yeah.
He better be at every single Keiko going extra hard, extra sober, and be remorseful. Or they should probably add on, if he's, slips up on his antics, add some more time.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. For the most part, I do. I also think it's not enough. I'm okay with it being situational, but it shouldn't be this crazy. Like if you're, let's say situational, let's say if you did A and B was 6 months, and like say, oh, Asanoyama, he's an Ozeki, he also lied about it. So it says 6 months, we're gonna do 8 months. We're gonna make him miss an extra tournament. That would make sense. Oh, this happened a long time ago, and he wasn't blah 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 about it, or whatever they said about Ichinojo. Okay, well, it says 6 months. It's fucking 4. So he misses 2 tournaments, or it's something that seems more sensible, not like double the fucking tournament or straight up just 1. Yeah. 1 big deal.
It was weird.
Rest. I think most. I think a lot of freaking guys sometimes go, I wouldn't mind missing a tournament to get healthy again. So
dead ass, yeah. Fuck, Tochonoshin, go to a bar. Go break a rule real quick.
Take a month off so you can come back harder. So yeah, this is an issue I have because it just doesn't make any sense. I'm also a little worried because the fact that the wife of who got abused, they said it was a one-time thing.
Yeah, she said she was over it. She was like, it happened.
And it may be true. But I found out from another sports incident, which you wouldn't know about because it's football. There was a running back in the day named Ray Rice. I say back in the day, it wasn't that long ago. It was about 5-7 years ago, who got in trouble for, again, like abusing his wife. And his wife came out and said, hey, no, this isn't something that happens. It was a one-time thing. I don't want to see him get crazy punished for this.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think it was TMZ because it's always there because they're nosy assholes. But in this case, they did a good job. They found the elevator footage, security cam footage, and it obviously.
Oh, I don't watch a lot of sports, but I think I saw this.
And we were all like, well, his wife said it's okay. It's probably fine. Maybe we're just misreading this. Maybe it was just because everybody gets angry and stupid sometimes. So maybe it was just a one-time stupid thing.
But I remember this.
Obvious this was not this is an abusive relationship. This was not. It was obvious seeing it. It was not a one-time fucking thing.
So you're thinking maybe the Oyakata like coerced her into being like, hey,
or the JSA or somebody. It's not like
somebody pressured her to
out
say,
of their fucking range. As much as I love sumo, let's face it, there is some bad shit. I mean, honestly, in all sports, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't.
It's possible that
is very possible.
I
should not discount that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that always worries me. But we have to take her at her word at the same time. So I can't come out and say anything. I just hope that something like that didn't happen.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
It makes one tournament. It just seems like
it doesn't. Yeah. It one tournament. It's a slap on the wrist for something that, again, Asanoyama and Ichinojo both went out. His, and Asanoyama lied about it. Okay, tack on a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be like a middle scale. Okay, here's the infraction. Here are some, here's the way they responded or reacted to the accusation, or here's how they didn't respond. Like it should scale from a center point. Lean 2 to 3 months this way or that way. That way
it feels less like we just pulled this out of our ass. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I agree. Love the fact that it's important, but I like the fact that people are saying, like, taking in account, because you don't want your judges in courts to be like, well, I think he didn't mean to do this, but we have to give him this. They have leniency.
Yeah.
Even that kind of stuff. Or, be a little harder because they're not fucking learning their lesson. I just think that this was bullshit. So if you don't mind, let's just get away from that.
Yeah, let's move on.
It hurts that we found out about Snorlax, so let's just
go. I look at Snorlax in a whole different light now. I was always like, he's sleepy. And it's like, oh no, he was just hungover. Fuck, Snorlax. Now I want to have like a little t-shirt of Snorlax with a little bottle of booze. Like he's just passed out with a bottle of booze with little Z's.
Okay, so we're going to Tochonoshin, who ended the 2022 with a 6-9 record. We thought he looked pretty good for 6-9, but if he keeps getting these records, that he's going to drop. So, how long do you think he will last? Do you think he'll make it through 2023, or do you give me a number on how long you think he will be around wrestling with this?
I think in the top division, max 3 Bashos. He goes down to Juryo. If he drops to the lower half of Juryo by the end of the year, like mid. Yeah. Yeah. Then that gives 3 Bashos in Juryo. He may have a good one, then a bad one, then a good one, but it puts him right in the middle of Juryo. I will say I don't know what his future is in Juryo, but I know, like, in my gut, he's got 3 Bashos in the top division. Max. That's me. That's just what I'm seeing. I know, Siggy, please don't hate me. Please don't hate me for this. I know what I'm seeing. I know what I'm seeing. And, being an older guy, like I know, it's, you start to listen to Father Time a little bit more, and I can, you can kind of read that in him. So I don't know. I'm gonna say 3.
Well, 3 sounds pretty reasonable. Here's my thing. At the beginning of last year, we had the same questions about. Actually, let's go back from the beginning when we started doing this. It's 2021. Really, we said Tochonoshin, Kaise, they're probably gonna be done before the end of the year. They both made
Kaise, right?
2022, we said the same thing. Kaise did drop out, so we were half right. But I'm starting to think that Tochonoshin is one of those special motherfuckers that he has too much heart and he doesn't want to quit. If you're right and he goes down to Juryo and keeps dropping, he might. I think he feels it. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna fight his ass off not to fucking.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be the end of this year.
in the case of Kaisei, he had it written all over his face. Like he was checked out. He was in my like watching, just like, and everybody tries to hold back
their emotions,
their emotions, but some people just can't. Guys like Shodai, guys like Kaisei, some people just cannot. Obizaru. There's a few of them that they just can't. They can't hold back their emotions. And reading, you can see where they're frustrated, or you can see where they're like, "Yeah, I'm back, baby." Like, and I'm seeing less and less of that. Like, the positive out of Tochi's emotion.
Yeah, well, I don't see it so much in his emotion. I see it mainly in his fighting style. He's switching it up.
He's switching it up. He's doing, at least I'll give him one thing.
He's trying to be different
not doing that thing.
He can't do what he used to do.
Yeah. But it sucks because he knows. I mean, that lift out was his bread and butter, and it sucks to not be able to do that. He knows what he wants to go for, and he can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
but it's cool to see him do new shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I do. I think I'm disagreeing with you. I think he's gonna persevere. He's gonna go up and down each tournament and just kind of hang around there till the end of the year. I think he's gonna be done probably by the end of the year or the beginning of next year. I think he's gonna fight it on hard.
We will see it in May. I'm gonna rehash this.
Do we know if he has his Japanese citizenship, or if he even wants to be like a coach or anything, or if he just wants to go back to Georgia? I'm curious about that.
He's smart. I would say. I mean, given the track, he might go back to Georgia, and because I mean, there's a lot of potential. Like, I would say, go back to Georgia and do some do some scouting and push some new Georgians in there. Gagamaru's chilling. Gagamaru he doesn't have his. Wait, he does have his U.S. or Japanese citizenship. Yes, he does. Yeah, we try to get him here. But I think would he stay? Maybe he'll spend half his. He'll do like Gagamaru does, where Gagamaru has a house, in this gorgeous house in Georgia, and like he'll probably help try to build up the community in Georgia, but mostly reside in Japan so he can do further promotional stuff.
Yeah, Konishiki did that for a long time until COVID happened. I think he sold his house in Hawaii after COVID happened because he wasn't going to be able to go back and forth anymore. But yeah, he did that for a long time. I think he's in Japan now. So yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, we'll think about that further on this year. Don't let us forget, guys. Don't let us forget. We gotta look into that shit. Okay, so we're just gonna wrap this up with the normal thoughts on the Basho. So we got the Basho coming up. Who you think's gonna have an outstanding tournament? Who you think might win the sucker? And who you think is gonna suck ass? So let's do it, Justin.
Okay. So let me start on the bad end. Suck ass?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Takada Fuji, Hammerhead, because God, I would hope. I hope not, but I think he's on a downward trajectory. So I don't expect a whole lot out of him, mostly him. I hate saying that, but mostly him. Excellent Basho. Always looking at Wakataka Kage or Hoshoryu. But overall, I'm looking for, and how I've grown. I'm looking for a Takakeshio Yusho.
Awesome. It only took like 5-6 years to get him around.
Yeah, God. How I've grown. But yes, I'm excited for Takakeshio Yusho. Tenno Fuji, he just got bone spurs taken out. Like, I think we're losing an Ozeki. Yoko's. I think he'll probably go the Hakuho route, We're gonna see him, and then we're not. We're gonna see him, and then we're not. And we're gonna see him, and then we're not, and then he'll retire.
His trainer said that he looks really good. He's developing fast, but
he's got
it's hard to be like, oh, well, they must know what they're talking about. I mean,
no,
they're going to come out and say he looks like shit. No, yeah, I've never heard a trainer say that.
No. They're always going to say the positive, but
they're never going to come out and be like, he's done. Sorry.
No. Behind closed doors is the reality, and we won't know that unless we're in the gym with him or his physician, or physical trainer. And so, but my gut says he's going the Hakuho route, tic tac, back and forth, in and out of Bashos, and then quietly retire. I'm not going to be shocked if by the end of this year we get an announcement.
Yeah, I won't be either.
That sucks. Sucks.
It sucks. He's still 7 titles. That's most Yokozunas are between 6 and 8 by the time they retire. 7 is very good. That's as a good career, a fucking good career. Not to mention,
he's still the strongest motherfucker on earth.
And not to mention the best comeback in sumo, one of the best comebacks in sports history. It was just amazing.
Oh yeah, never discount. And I don't ever discount him. I'm just saying what I see right now.
I'm saying, even if it
retires, comeback ever.
Yeah, even if it retires, that's still going to be him. The best comeback in sumo history, and again, one of the best I've ever heard of in sports. And I've been in the sports fan my entire life. I read about it, I watch it, and I put that top 3, definitely top 5, probably top 3 of best comebacks in sports history.
I wish Asanoyama had a comeback like that.
So the guy I think is going to fail is a guy I love, and that's Ichinojo. Because if you watch, and I'll probably be showing it right here, if you watch the last day of the tournament, he fell really hard on his leg.
Yes, he did. He was limping.
Even though I haven't heard anything about it, that actually scares me too. He's probably, even if it's fine, it probably doesn't feel good. And when you're a pusher or a thruster, especially a thruster, you have to push off those feet. You have to. You can't. So I think if it looks as bad as it looked, he's probably gonna have a bad Basho, just trying to fucking win. He's probably going to only give him the Basho so that he hopefully gets 7 or 8 wins and stays around where he
right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he only gets like 4 or 5 wins. I don't think
that's fair.
I don't think that's the guy I think is going to be bad. And it hurts for me to say that. I love that guy. I love his style. I love the way he looks when he freaking wrestles. I do think Wakamoto Haru is going to have a good Basho. He's Komusubi for the first time. I think he's going to go off. I think he's going to get 10 wins.
Damn right. And hopefully he checks off another technique box.
Yeah. No. Wakamoto Haru is the guy who, remember we talked about last time. He's the guy who just bread and butter.
Like, right.
Basic sumo, Tim Duncan of sumo, where there's no like highlights. He just kind of wins. And people go, hey, he's still winning. He got some Yurikis and some Ocean.
I wish he would. I just want him to go against his brother. I know the rule, but damn, I want to say Waka.
That'd be great. I still hope that that's a playoff at some point.
One day,
like the Ohana brothers did back in the day, where Takanohana, Wakanohana had a playoff.
Yeah.
They said fuck them up after that. They were like, which gotta be, because you don't want to lose a tournament, and you don't want your brother to lose a tournament, so it kind of fuck you up.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see it anyway. I think it would be a freaking great match.
One day this year, I would love to see a Waka Waka.
And I have to agree with you. I think Takakeshio is going to win this. I think he heard what the Yokozuna Council said. He was like, all right, here's a very good
game time.
And he's the guys who are, before he was the young buck, 22 when he got to Ozeki. He's been younger than everybody up there for a long time, but he's the same age as Shoryu and Wakata Kage, who are coming up with him now. So he needs to make a push. He needs to, because it's no longer, he's a young guy with plenty of fucking time. I think they're all 26 or so, 26 to 29. That's your That's your big area for most athletes. Where
Yeah.
the brain clicks and they understand it and they're hit and they're like that strongest, fastest guys.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the time, big man. Do it.
Do
Plus,
it.
if you get injured while you're at Yokozuna, you could take some time off, and it's no big deal. So do it. Do
Mm-hmm.
it now. Okay. All right. So this is it. We are coming to the end of our fabulous episode. Well, let us know what you think of the new format.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to be critical. We are fine with that. We actually want to be better at this. We want to be good. We weren't drinking today because, like I said, it's New Year's. We're going to be drinking today.
Yeah.
But we will go back to drinking. That'll be one of the questions all the time. It's like, what are we drinking? Just not today. So I will have this out probably in a few days. And so even though we're saying Happy New Year's, you probably won't see this till like the 5th or 6th because I have a test to take on the 4th. So I will not have time to edit. So thanks for joining us here at Lone Star Sumo.
Thank you for riding with us in all of 2022.
Yeah.
And look for more shenanigans in 2023. This is going to be a great year of sumo. And in the amateur. Like I think this is going to be an amazing year of amateur sumo. So shout outs to everybody who is training hard. I know that, even with this holiday, I haven't stopped training. I'm actually going even harder because there's all kinds of mofos in the lightweight division. So I've got to do my due diligence. I don't have time to slip up, but
also, it seems we're going to be seeing a lot more youths in American sumo, and I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
Yes. We need those.
Oh, jeez Louise.
All right. So see you next time. And, get your sumo on, guys. Get your sumo on.
Yeah.